Alright, so first things first, I just want to say this box may not be a keeper. It seems like they went with some biodegradable material here that's going to erode after you pretty much open it, or maybe get it wet. So you're not going to be able to use this box for very much for those that like to collect their boxes. Doesn't seem to matter because this is what we care about, right? So like most people already said, this is way smaller than the WF3s. Way smaller. I went with the matte black with this one as well, rather than going with the silver ones, just because it accessorizes better with most other things. And here they are. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and see what else came in the box. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to keep this box. So we got some ear tips here. I'm going to leave in the current standard ear tips they have in there. And we have a charging cable, Type-C charging cable. And these are little booklets and most likely maintenance tips and pairing informations and all the rest of that. So pretty simple unboxing. Let's go ahead and take this out. All right. Oh, that magnet's pretty strong there. I like that. The magnet that holds in the headphone is really strong, really tight, really powerful. So this is pretty much what we're going to be looking at here when it comes to the size of the earbuds. They definitely changed the shapes of it a little bit. It's a little bit more rounded off on the newer one. So hopefully it fits into the ear canal a lot better. And you're still able to get a pretty good seal. My tips on the WF3s are still stock as well. And I believe that there's the driver, or the microphone, excuse me. And there's the microphone on this one. I really did enjoy the WF3s. It's just not very good for long listenings. Just a little bit uncomfortable after about an hour for me. Kind of pulling them in and out kind of chafes my inner ear canal a little bit just because of the size. Let's go ahead and check the fit for this. Oh yeah, these feel a lot better. Let's go ahead and pair this up. There it is. Checking for a connection. And I'm connected. I'm going to go ahead and set it up. It's probably going to be an update. It usually is. I've had the Sony Xperia 1 Mark II since launch. This is probably one of the phones that I've kept in my collection the longest, just because there's so much going on with it that I needed quite a bit of time to play with it and to test everything out. So I've had this phone, and I got the international model as well. So before it even came out in the States, I've had this device, and I've just now gotten around to utilizing all of its functionalities, especially when it comes with the Pro Mode camera and with the Pro Mode video. Just now starting this channel, I've been using that primarily to record with. Okay, the 360X Reality, not going to be using that really because I don't use any of their applications. go to dashboard. All right, that's the information. Asking me if I want to use the voice assistant. Not right now. I'll take care of that later. Okay, and the software is now transferring over to the headsets. And once I get those transferred over, we'll go ahead and we'll do our sound test. Like I said, the sound test that I want to do is going to be with 5 different tracks, checking for a few different things, making sure that it replicates the music as best as it can. I know the LDAC gets up to near CD quality, and that's about probably the best that Bluetooth headphones can do. And I just want to make sure that it's producing the sound as good as it can for my listening taste, not necessarily to the highest fidelity that it can reach or that's available. But I will be using the highest fidelity tracks that I have that I enjoy listening with, and tracks that I enjoy listening to and don't mind listening to over and over and over again. This is subject to change in the future, but for now, you can consider these tracks to be my 5 top tracks that I'm going to be using in order to test out future headphone reviews as well as future earbuds. So the tracks that I'm using, once again, is The Weeknd, Heartless. That's just a well-produced track. It's very busy, very pretty bass heavy, and I love The Weeknd's vocals. Evanescence, My Immortal. It's a slower track, largely focused on the female vocals of the head singer. James Brown, Payback, male vocals. Love some James Brown, love some funk. Freddie Gibbs, Forever and a Day, hip hop, largely focused on bass and rhythm. And this is just one of my favorite albums that I've gone back to over and over and over again in recent years since its inception. And I just really love this rapper and how he puts together his stories. And Bear McCrae Rebirth is an orchestra production, and that he did the soundtrack. So these are my initial impressions of the new Sony headphones. And on the bass end of the spectrum, utilizing the tracks The Weeknd, Heartless, and Freddie Gibbs, Forever and a Day, both of those have artificial bass. It was very good. It didn't smother the mids, and everything still had its place. Not too much micro details, but I'm perfectly okay with that when it comes to utilizing true wireless headphones. It did inspire me, however, to check out a couple of other tracks just to do a double take. So I did take a look at Gary Clark Jr., Numb, and I also took a look at Santana. That track was called Black Magic Woman. Took a look at those tracks because those tracks do have heavy guitar riffs, and it was something that I felt like was somewhat left out of my list and needed to be addressed for people that do like heavy guitar riffs. I'm not someone that is that much into a lot of treble, so the Sonys do kind of fit my sound preferences a little bit more. Mind you, I have not EQ'd these or changed these in any way. They're just flat out of the box, plug and play. So Evanescence and James Brown for male vocals and female vocals, that came out very clean as well. Both of them had their own uniqueness when it comes to how they reproduce the sound, especially with the way that both tracks are produced. So Evanescence, it didn't have a wide sound stage. It felt very intimate, but it's a slower paced song, and I expected that. James Brown, however, does have intermittent female vocals throughout the track of Payback, and it sounded very good, very well clean. And Evanescence, the track I listened to again, was My Immortal. And that inspired me to take a look at Adele. And for Adele, I listened to the track, let me see here, let me pull it up here, Set Fire to the Rain. Her voice is very powerful, and I think it came across very well through the Sonys, at least comfortable for me and my listening. Again, I'm not a big fan of a whole lot of treble. And then I listened to Bear McCrae, Rebirth. That is an orchestra production for the movie, one of the Godzilla movies. I can't remember which one. But it's a very nice track. There is some paneling going on there with the orchestra playing off each other. And it is very noticeable in the buds. However, even though it's noticeable in the buds, it still sounded full and rich. That's something that I do give credit to Sony. When they do allow for that kind of style of listening, it can be pretty enjoyable for any listener, regardless of the style of music that you'd like to listen to. And that's pretty much what we want to get across when we're listening to true wireless headphones and we're using them on a daily basis. We want to be able to listen to pretty much anything, pretty much any style of music. That did lead me to check out a band called Primus. Primus is very big on bass, and I wanted to have a song that had a bigger replication of more natural bass, and check to see how the Sony's handled that. So I listened to a track called, give me 1 second, and again my source is the Sony Xperia 1 Mark II. My Name is Mud. My Name is Mud is an extremely bass heavy track, a lot of bass slap. It did it wonderfully. Again, not too much micro detail, but I'm not worried about that. I'm looking for fullness. I'm looking for great reproduction of the music and just a fun listening experience. So all in all, these are great for me. You guys let me know in the comment section what you like to listen to, because I will be getting more headphones in later on. And, you know, I might be looking into pick up some other buds. Doesn't matter if they're expensive, doesn't matter if they're cheap.